Hello all, it's just a quick update. As you can see, I've been working on this at the moment, which is basically me fueling point and watering point for shunters. Now, it's been quite a while I've been making this. It's come on quite well actually. First couple of points of note, which did take some time, was basically painting fire buckets, daft as it sounds. And I don't know if you can pick this up on camera. I'll try and zoom in and see if we can pick it out. No, it's not going to do it. But I've actually put fire on fire buckets. I've hand painted them. That took a bit of time. They are separate. One of the other things I did is putting chain on and stuff like that. It is one of them ratio kits. Now normally this piece is meant to be fitted against Colstave, which yeah, it'd look alright, but I weren't too happy with that. I think I'm going to have it separate. Now some people might agree with me, some people might not. So what I've done, as I'm having it separate, I've as you can see, doors there. I've just made up some steps out of some balsa, basically to fit there. They'll be painted. I'm thinking about putting an handrail on it, and we'll see what happens. As I've got it turned this way, you'll probably see, if I just zoom in slightly, I've also added a light. It's LED. It's alright, but I'm not 100% happy with it. Simple reason is this is just, you know, out of scale, too much out of scale. But for the time being, I think it'll stay. All I've done is basically wired LED up, and I don't know if you can see it in there. All my buckets is falling off. Basically added wire. I've got the resistor to put on to it, and basically that's how it'll work, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm not very good with these electronic malarkeys at the minute. Other thing I've done, I've basically turned this here, which is a normal Hornby buffer stop. Basically I don't know if you can see all through there, but I've done it so that I can actually put LEDs in. Now this is one that I've painted up already and weathered, as you can see. It's not a bad job. Basically it's rusted and inked with that same mixture, that Rowney ink, as what I'd mentioned in previous video, and then just painted it up. I've actually done two of them. Again, I mean, this is wiring. I've got it all LED here. It's a bit on a long wire. Let's have a look. There we go. Now, my first attempt at welding, at soldering, first time in many years. Not very neat. Actually, the light on water tower will come out neater than that. It ain't got any great big blobs of solder. Surprising me, my soldering skills will get better as I go along. Now, going back to coaling stage on Colstave, that's some actual coal that I got from one of, I think it's a Jarvis packet. Single bits of coal and stuff like that. I mean, I've done the same in back of a truck, an old AEC truck, which you'll probably see when I get it on layout. But I thought, instead of having this little thing here, bit of plastic that's, you know, it's alright I suppose, but I weren't too keen on it. What I have done, I've added coal, as you can see, with coal bucket, etc. But I've added coal separate. what I've done, I've actually built the banking up itself out of Kingspan, basically, which is this stuff. Now you'll usually find it as for insulation and walls, etc. We've had a fair bit of work done on the house, and basically I've acquired spare bits, and basically all I've done is carve that out and added, well, painted it black, and once that had dried, some PVA, and stuck coal on top, and it's not come out too bad. Used a bit of my weathering pastels. I don't know if it'll pick it up on here. I don't know if you can see that on, but I'll try and bring camera a little bit closer. I'm trying to keep it nice and steady, to be honest with you. But you can just pick it up there, and it's had a slight dusting out front. Just move that, that's better, because shadow at armour on it. But you can see there, it's just been dusted. I've got a couple of figures painted that I'll be putting on there, and you know, I mean, maybe I don't know if we're doing that, I'm going to just make out fire on them buckets. But that took some time. One thing to note with this kit, it is an excellent kit, but, and I do say but, whether you can pick that up on the end of my finger, that will one of bucket handles. Now unfortunately, as you can see here, that's one of bucket handles. Now that happened when I was trying to fit it into a bucket, and there's just no giving it whatsoever. So what I've done is I've actually cut down some bit of wire which happened to be right gauge, and basically drilled it out of each individual bucket. I don't know if you can see it on this, but trying to get it there. Yeah. Now I've drilled out the bucket itself. As you can see, it's a bit old. Mole's gone a bit bigger there. But as you can see there, I've drilled it out, added wire, killed it over, and that, daft as it sounds, was this, which were end at paintbrush. Use that as a former, and just bent it round. Just basically worked it once it were in, just to round it off rather than it being an odd shape, and got it to bucket, as you can see. So it's not a bad job. It's not brilliant, but you know, at this scale it's a bit difficult. So that's how that work's progressed at the minute. I've still got some work to do on this building here. Cold staves more or less finished apart from figures, but this year I've got ladders to put up and a few other bits and pieces, as well as water spout, and also these steps what I've scratch built, as I mentioned earlier. Layout itself, let's move up. Layout itself, as you can see, I've got main track down, which were this was the first one here. Now I've had to change them points out there, because the ones I were using, because of this Albert Hall class, every time it went over it was derailing. Reason for that is it's one of older models, and its flanges on wheels are a little bit deep. Now it were a toss up or either grinding them down and getting them to right depth so that they go off at points, or changing points out, and I went for easy option, which would grind points out. Now as I'm going to be using newer engines for other tool lines that I'm going to be doing, which are basically going to be shunters and that's where I'll use them points, so old trains not going to be going on it. As you can see over there, there's another set of points, 3